Do you want to, River, do you want to take a picture up there with June? Or you want all the kiddos?
Yes, all the kiddos.
All the kiddos.
All the kiddos up. Bella, buddy. Yeah.
It's just...
And welcome back to the early morning Sunday show. It's not very early morning at all. It's kind of a late afternoon. But the big news, Kim's in labor. So, well, actually they're inducing labors. We don't know quite how long, but it's Friday right now. We're heading over to our son's house because we're going to be watching Aiden for the next couple days. So I won't have my record collection. I won't be able to do the Sunday show when you're supposed to do the Sunday show. So this is pre-recorded. But my little granddaughter, which is yet to be named, will be here any day. So Grandpa is extremely excited about this and looking forward to it. So now I got to go hang out with Aiden, and he's going to kind of wonder where Mom and Dad are at, you know, what's going on here. So, but Baba, that's my official name, Baba, will take care of it. So no worries. So we're getting this going early. The opening was up in I think I Breckenridge on this one. So just some more beautiful Colorado scenery. I want to thank Chance, Concert Buddy is the name of the channel, Concert Buddy. He had me come on to his broadcast he does, and just had a wonderful time. If you haven't checked it out, please feel free. We talked about box sets and Vinyl Me Please, and of course Record Store Day. We talked a little bit about that. So please go over to Concert Buddy and check out that broadcast. It was a good time. I had a lot of fun. I don't do many of those live streams, but I love Chance. I think Chance is a great guy. I've watched him since he started, and very supportive of his channel, and he's been very supportive of me. So I do appreciate it. He's very good at doing these live streams, and I like them just because they stay focused on music. So that's what we got going on, and we got to go here because we got stuff to do. Actually, I got to get packing too because I am going to pick up the little guy here pretty soon. So I'm going to start with this. Material objects. Dom from Seeking a Thread, he had 13 special edition albums that it's a different gatefold than what was on the original one. I had shown this already. This is like a traditional. The other one opened up, but this is put together, and this is number 6 of 13. But here's the big part. Dom signed it. When I decided to buy this, they're going out, they're going to do some touring. So for gas money, they had these special edition ones made, which are really, really cool. They just, put it together, and really excited about it. And so I thought, you know what, I'll buy one. I already have one, but I says, you know what, I just want it signed, Dom. And he did. A nice note in here. Material Objects, very much kind of a post-punk type group. Excellent album. I think they're sold out on Bandcamp. Hopefully they'll print some more. They are working on a full-length album, and hopefully that will be out next year, and they're going to be out doing some touring. So looking forward. Maybe they'll be sitting near you. I don't know. So thank you, Dom, for that. First album we got today, though. Really excited to get this. The new album from the Crows. I remember a few months back I talked about the Crows, and not the Crows, well, it's the Crows. So Crows is the group. Out of England, London, formed in 2015. This is their third album, and the group is post-punk is best to describe this. Got this out of Fuzz Club, which seems to be my go-to. Inner sleeve, and we have beautiful Nebraska Cherry Red. Wonderful. Nebraska won last week. The Lions won last week. What a wonderful week that was. The Tigers, my Detroit Tigers, they swept the Astros. Life is good. Granddaughter coming. I mean, wow, everything was working my way. But very nice. So this album is just, it's fantastic. I really like it. Again, it's post-punk. The music on this, I felt, has kind of a darker feel, but it has a lot of hooks, and it's really accessible. Very good stuff. There's 10 tracks, 35 minutes, so we just kind of pound right on through that. And again, just pretty cool artwork there. And what we got here? I was trying to think of some of these songs on here. Reason Enough was one that I really like. It's the opening track, Reason Enough. It just has this throbbing bass and pounding drums. It has kind of a dark Joy Division type feel to it. I mean, the lead singer, James Cox, when you listen to him, he's like a cross between Ian Curtis and Morrissey with the vocals. It just has that sound to it. And yeah, that was really neat. Bored is the next song on here, and that was just had a real a punk rage to it, kind of like Public Image Limited, but really hard, punky kind of thing. Living on My Knees was an interesting song. It was catchy, but kind of a dark, gothic, downer of a song. But in there's even some Sonic Youth type noise rock that was added in that made it pretty exciting and fun stuff. This is just, it's a highly energetic album, and it's just, with each listen, really, it gets better and better. And yeah, it really is just a wonderful album. I love the last album that I showed, that I played, and I was so excited to see they were putting out something this year, and yeah, here it is. So Crows, the name of the album is Reason Enough. Reason Enough from Crows. Good stuff.
She's just a sign of the times.
Moving on to this next one. This came out in 1993. And I've been wanting to get this. I've had this on CD for years, until the flood. But Ozric Tentacles, Jurassic Shift. And just on black vinyl, and the kind of a cool, trippy inner sleeve. The sun is just, it's about ready to come right over the top here of the roof and just going to blast me. And I really don't have room darkening shades here. Nice little inner on here. So Ozric Tentacles is from Somerset, England, formed in '83 and still going. They've put out over 30 albums. So these guys, they're really into stuff. It's instrumental. They do instrumentals. It's kind of a psych rock, space rock. You could probably put prog in there. Did I say prog? And it all works on there. Two brothers started it, Ed and Raleigh, I believe, Wynn. And they started the group, and they called themselves Bolsum People. Well, they did this. They went and did a concert. 6 hours they played, for 6 hours. And then they asked him, what's your, so what are you named? And they said, Ozric Tentacles. And Ozric Tentacles. So am I saying that right? Who knows? And Ozric is what they came up with. And they came up with this name because they had been goofing around for a while, trying to come up with the name of an alien breakfast cereal. Ozric Tentacles was one of the things. So there you have it. That's what I got for you. But Jurassic Shift, this came out in 93, and this album went to #1 on the UK indie charts. And this is just music to groove to trance to meditate to. You can do all of that with this. There's just this electronic drum groove happening, and just these, I would say adventurous guitars. They're just out there doing a lot of cool stuff. They're synth, but it's kind of been pushed down. You know, one of the first songs, Sun Here, there's flute going on. Yeah, flute and guitars, and they mix with these really spacey type synths that are happening. Feng Shui was one. There's just only a little bit of guitar, but a lot of groove happening. Just a ton of groove happening with the different keyboards. This is just filled with like swirling textures, spacey leads. It's great. I mean, I learned about this in 93 because one of my employees, when I was managing a store, he was going to college, and he said, have you heard, because he was into music and knew I was into music. So he asked me about he said, have you ever heard of these guys? No. He recommended you got to get the CD. So I did. And I was blown away. I hadn't heard any music kind of like this, and it was just incredible. So, Ozric Tentacles, outstanding. Really, really happy to have this on vinyl. Let me see if I can do some of this song. Okay, that's much better. Much better. I have some VCLT I want to show. Show. This is from Ron Peterson. Ron, he is out of Calgary. He goes, his handle's Brucey. And Ron's been watching me for years and gone back and forth, and I thought his name was Bruce, quite honestly. And so he reached out and says, I'd like to send me, some albums. And, coming from Canada, that's definitely not cheap. So Ron sent me just some really cool stuff here. I'll show this. We'll talk about this more as I get deeper into listening to him so I can show him. But Richard Hell and the Voidoids, Destiny Street. That's my original. I needed this. This was on my want list. He didn't know it, but I mean, it's one that I really, really wanted. So super happy to get that. There is Junior Gone Wild. Less art, more pop. Cool 80s group. Just very interesting. Something I've never heard before. We have Hunters and Collectors. What is a few men? I used to have a number of Hunters and Collectors and some albums of theirs and CDs. Really neat. Kind of almost kind of a country rock feel on that. Very enjoyable. Hunters and Collectors, The Way to Go Out, and this is a live album. Really good. Very, very good. Hunters and Collectors is a wonderful group out of Australia. Then we had this. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this one here. Lonely is an Eyesore. Lonely is an Eyesore. There's classical. There is maybe a little goth. I don't. It's very different. it's something that's fascinating. I'm enjoying listening to this. I just haven't pegged it yet exactly what I got going on with that one. And the final album he sent me was this here, and it is the group's called the Zulus Down on the Floor. The Zulus Down on the Floor. So some of these I get just stuff I've never heard of, which is almost exciting, real thrill. So Ron, thank you very much. That was very cool. Very interesting music that again we'll be showing as we go here, but pretty excited about this thing. So and I appreciate all of your support for all of these years, Ron, that you've been watching. So thank you very much. Okay, next album we got here. It's French. So you know what? I'm just screwed. This is Saint. I know this is Saint. Saint Etienne. You know, there it is. Just go ahead. Michael P. Dawson, once again, just write it down so I can do it. Daryl, you probably know it. You're out of Canada. And the Canadians, you should know it because you have to speak French in Canada, don't you? All right, so this is the second album by this group, and the album's called So Tough. This is considered their best album. Inner sleeve. Well, look at that. Isn't that just neat? Music on this, it's danceable. It's kind of well-crafted pop. I think I really got into this group when I was in the 90s. I really liked them. Sarah Cracknell, I think so. I believe that's, yeah, it doesn't matter. She can correct me in the comments. Her voice, though, it's light, it's airy, has kind of a very dreamy sounding. There's like these swinging 60s arrangements happening and kind of Euro disco rhythms is all part of this. Bob Stanley and Pete Weiss, the two guys that started this, were music journalists. And they decided to form a group. And they came up with Saint Etienne, yeah, whatever. It's kind of lounge, electro pop. It's really sample heavy. You get a lot of samples in here. You get samples from movies, dialogue, different things. But it is just filled with very, very warm beats. There are, some of these, you could say like hip shaking type songs on here, like Maria's Cafe, You're in a Bad Way, Left Hand, I believe, was one. Left Leaf Hound was one, and then Join Our Club. All of them just kind of just fun, get out there, dance, and away you go. But then there's also these beautiful ballads, and one of them, it was a hit. It was Hobart Paving. Sounds kind of weird. Hobart Paving was a hit. No Rainbow, again, I believe that might have been a hit also. Just very good album. It's just kind of swinging pop, but it's wrapped up in lounge stylings and with some very serious beats. This album did very, very well, and I saw it was on vinyl again, and really happy to get this. So from '93. Then I got a threefer. Sometimes it's a twofer, but this time it's a threefer. But we're going to begin with this. Smashing Pumpkins' Greatest Hits. I liked the Smashing Pumpkins a lot. 90s Smashing Pumpkins. I really lost track of them after the 90s. The music wasn't as fresh to me anymore. Or maybe it was all the inner fighting. It does come with a couple. One. Nope, that's not even. Yeah, it is an inner sleeve. There you go. It's kind of fun. Billy Corgan did have hair at one time, and so this is here. It does prove that he does have hair. It's on just basic black vinyl with cool labels. I mean, there's a nice label. So, greatest hits, and you know this when it originally came out, it sold right out, and you know, damn it, I wish I'd gotten it. Oh, look at it, there's a hype sticker. But it got repressed again, and for me, you know what, this had what I wanted. This had the best of the best of Smashing Pumpkins, the stuff that's on the radio constantly, you know, what you hear. You know, it has Siva, Rhinoceros, Drowned, Cherub Rock, 1979, Bullet with Butterfly Wings. I mean, Tonight, Zero. It just has the great stuff. And it's really, look how much hair Billy Corgan had. Boy, how times changed, doesn't it? So, yeah, I thought this is what I need, and I love it. It's fun. I put it on every side. There's great music, and I'm really happy. So that's what I needed for Smashing Pumpkins. And then, well, I bought their first album, Gish. And why did I buy this? Well, the whole album is very good. We have kind of this inner sleeve that came on the back. There is more hype sticker alerts. And what's the vinyl look like? Is it special or is it black? It's just black. You can deal with it. Understand what black is. If you don't get it, well, we don't see black too often. Picture of the band. So Gish, you know, this was their first album. It was their debut album. Came out in 1991, and Butch Vig did it. And it's just, I mean, it's packed with melodic riffs, and it's kind of epic art rock. I think you could call it that. With the type of song structures it has. There's the hit on here, Rhinoceros, which is a shimmering psych dream pop type music. I Am One has pounding Sabbath type beats going on with it, and then there's Daydream, which Darby, the bassist, she actually sings on there, has a folk feel. So when they were doing this, though, there was a lot of tension because Billy Corgan played all the instruments except for drums. And that kind of pissed a lot of them off. But Butch Vig seemed to be fine with that. And it came out, and it did very, very well and got them noticed. They were, again, this was the beginning of alt rock. You know, we had grunge happening. Alt rock was starting. And this was a big part of it. So, I had the greatest hit, so I bought that. Okay, should be good. Except, I wound up buying Siamese Dreams. This is the best Smashing Pumpkins in my... This could probably be ranked as one of the best albums of the 90s. Alt-rock masterpiece, shall we say. It's their sophomore album. Once again, Butch Vig did it. It's hype. We have... those would be the inner sleeves. Yeah, I got the lyrics, and you got that kind of stuff. On there, we have the nice artwork. This is still constantly played on radio. I mean, there are so much hits that came out of this. It really is nuts. I'm sure it's black vinyl. It is black vinyl. Wow, can you believe I could show this much black vinyl? I thought it was impossible to do that. But I have, and it's not going back in. Sorry, Vinyl Richie. I am really... Oh, screw it. Okay, not putting it in. So, Siamese Dream. The band, Chamberlain, the drummer, was hooked on heroin. And so they thought, let's just get out of Chicago, because the band's from Chicago. So they went to Georgia. Well, he soon found a supplier, okay? Billy Corgan was having problems. He was in deep depression. He was having writer's block and just absolutely depressed. Then Darby and Iha, the guitarist, IHA, however you pronounce it, they were having a romantic relationship. So let's just say there was all that tension, and then to top it all off, Butch Vig was good with this, that let Billy Corgan play all the instruments but percussion again. And let's give percussion to the guy that's on heroin, okay? Because that just makes sense. So, yeah, there was a lot of pissed off. Yeah, this is very, very tense. It's interesting, Corgan, when he first started, the group, they formed in 88, broke up in the aughts, 00, and then reformed in 06. I think Corgan's the only original person. Maybe the other ones are on there. But his first band was called The Marked, and it was a goth metal band. It was in Florida. Well, it didn't work out, so he went back up to Chicago, and he got a job in a record store. So he's working in a record store, and that's where he met James Iha, however, and they met. And they got along and decided, let's form a band. And so they did. They started 2, and then they added in, they met Darby, and she joined in on bass, and eventually got a drummer. So that's kind of how the band started. But this album it's just amazing, okay? It's just fantastic. Even with all the tension in there, great music came from this. It's just packed with incredible guitar solos. It's just layered with walls and walls of sound. It's amazing. You got Cherubs Rock. You got Today. You have, Rocket? You have Disarm. All alt radio station classics. All of them. You have, there is the Quiet and... let's see. No. Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember all of it. Doesn't matter. They sold 4 million. 4 million of these were sold, and it still is considered one of the best albums from the 90s, and for good reason. And it has a really shiny cover. It was fun. So, yeah, Siamese Dreams from the Smashing Pumpkins. Incredible album. I had to have it back. Now I'm done. I'm done with Smashing Pumpkins. There is no more. I have greatest hits to take care of everything else. I got the 2 I need. Okay, Melancholy, Infinite Sadness. No, don't need them. There we go. So that's what we got this week. Thank you for tuning in. Again, excited. I'm going to be my next granddaughter, my first granddaughter. I've never had to deal with a little girl, so this will be new for me. I'm just so excited about this. So we'll see what happens. Friday night could be the night, which would then be, what's your birthday? 10-4. No, what's your birthday? 10-4. 10-4, big buddy. Yeah, would that be cool? October 4th, 10-4, big buddy. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Check out my room tour I did. I think you all have, but it was a lot of fun to do that and to show what we've done with this room.